Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, the Findlay Family YMCA proudly brings to you its podcast heard around the world. The place where you belong. The place where you stay informed. The Y Guy Podcast. Welcome into the Y Guy Podcast, episode 2. Sorry for the delay a little bit. I had some technical difficulties, but we're back. We are back, and we have a special guest today, Kari, Redman.
Oh, everyone clap.
Woo! The Child Care District Director. Did I get that right? It's
Child Development District Director?
Yeah, Child Development District. So we got her out of her many duties today.
Yes.
So we are blessed to have Kari on. So Kari, officially welcome to the Y Guy Podcast.
Thank you. It's very nice here. I love it.
It is fun.
Yeah.
It is fun here at the University of Findlay. Shout out to them for letting us use their facilities again. But anyway, jump right into it. So Kari, let's just start off, typical little interview question, get to know me. Tell us a little bit about yourself. Where are you from? Where'd you grow up?
Okay, where am I from? So I'm not a Findlayite. I know. So I was born and raised in South Texas, in a small town called Angleton, of which you probably would not know. It's
Never.
near Galveston,
Okay.
near the Gulf of Mexico, and moved to Findlay when I was the middle of my sophomore year of high school. And then graduated high school from Findlay. My parents were already moved back by the time I graduated. Like pretty much the day I graduated, the house
Sure.
was emptied and we were back
Yeah.
to Texas. So I went to college my first year in Texas, and then after that I went to OU, High University. Go Bobcats.
Oh yeah.
OU, oh yeah. And then my husband and I then moved to Pittsburgh, and David and I moved to Pittsburgh and lived there for 16 years. And then we decided we wanted to live near family, so in 2014 we moved back to Findlay. So that's my story. It's a long one.
Man,
I
you
know.
have traveled the globe.
I traveled at least the U.S. globe. Yeah, that's true.
How
Yeah.
fun. So is the rumor true that it's actually really hot in Texas, or is that a myth?
Oh.
Because I always think of Texas, and I think it's like 120 degrees
It's
constantly.
terrible. And I say the reason why David and I will never live in Texas is because when I was 17, he came to visit me, and or 18, he came to visit me, and it was August, and it was
Yeah.
terrible. And it
Yeah.
immediately started him off. He'll say that's not true, but I think it's true. It's
Yeah.
terrible. And we just got back. We were more West Texas, west of San Antonio, but we just got back a week ago. And it's a dry heat.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, that's what they say. It's a
That's what
dry
they
heat.
say.
Yeah.
Still hot
Well, it's
as
not
heck.
humid like Ohio though.
That,
Ugh.
yeah, it's
Ugh.
terrible. Yeah.
Yeah.
Still hot.
I think when I look outside and it's 90 degrees and it's humid, I'm like, I just sweat looking outside.
Just
It's
looking
disgusting.
at it. Yes.
Well, anyway, that's
Yeah. It's beautiful country.
I just always
though.
wanted to know. Yeah.
Beautiful country. The beautiful country outweighs the heat.
Is it flat?
So where I grew up, yes.
Okay.
But where my family now lives, which is like Austin, San Antonio, west of that, is the hill country.
Oh.
It's beautiful and scenic, and
Really?
yeah, it's beautiful.
So would you say it's like West Virginia?
Not that
Country
hilly.
roads?
Not that hilly.
Mountain Mama.
No,
Take
not-
me home. Not that hilly, huh?
No.
Alright. I think that's when people always say hills, I always think of country roads.
Yeah.
Okay.
No,
maybe
not quite that hilly, but
Oh.
still beautiful and scenic. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Well,
Okay.
thanks for sharing your story.
You're welcome.
Yeah, I didn't actually know that you were in Pittsburgh
I'm a Texan,
so long.
and I'm a Texan.
Texan.
Born and raised Texan,
Hook 'em.
even though it's been a while.
Hook 'em horns, or do you put horns down?
So my sister and brother-in-law were Texas A&M. It's just like Michigan, Ohio State. here,
Gig and
so-
Maggies.
Right. So
Yeah.
I think University of Texas is a wonderful school. I would have
Yeah.
loved my children to go there, but no, never a fan.
A lot of oil money down there for
You
sure.
know? Yeah. Those lucky folks. It's taking a turn.
Right, yeah. Well, I guess I'll stop rambling. I just want to know. So, yeah. So, if you've stuck with us so far, thanks. We'll get into some more nitty gritty. But since I have Kari, I'm not trying to waste too much of her time, but obviously you're an employee of the YMCA.
Yeah, I am.
I guess, what made you want to work at the YMCA, and how long have you worked at the Y?
So I've been with us for over a year now.
Has it really been that long?
Yes, June
Wow.
5th, 2023 was my first day. So
Wow.
I know. I'm
That's crazy.
actually on my second year with the Y. when I left Pittsburgh, when I was in Pittsburgh, that's what I did, was child care and child development. And I was a director of a child development center, and then also supported as a senior director some other locations, and I loved it. But when I moved to Findlay, I got out of that and was a teacher, of which I also loved. But I didn't want to miss out on working with the child care part, so I supported the advisory board. I was on an advisory board for the Child Development Center. And so when this position became available, it made sense. My background and history, it just made perfect sense, and I'm very happy to be here. So that's why I came.
Well, you said it all, right?
Yes.
And we are blessed to have you. You do a wonderful
Thank you.
job. You really do.
Thank you.
And I can say that as my own kids go there. And if I take my YMCA hat off and put my parent hat on, I'm very pleased with how the daycare is ran. So
Thank you.
You guys do a good job, and your team does a very
We have a
good job
team,
as well,
that's
for sure.
Heather's the director at the Child Development Center. She does a great job.
Love it.
Yeah.
So going on, I guess, with that theme, what would you say is, now this probably can go in a million different directions, but you can take it however you want. What do you say is your, I guess, favorite thing working, not necessarily in your position, but maybe just for the Y as a whole?
Well, I had a vision of what the Y was going to be like when I moved here, when I took the job. And it's similar because we're a service organization and we do a lot of wonderful things for the community, and that part is what I sort of envisioned.
Sure.
But the advocacy component, what we do for children as a big organization, or the being part of some of those conferences that I've gotten to participate in, you were there. I feel like the entirety of the organization, the leadership opportunities, and it's been really wonderful just to see what the organization's like as a whole.
Yeah, I mean the Y. There's so many different directions you can go with it, but at its core, it's all about giving back and just being a central hub for people to come in and feel safe and work on their mental health just as much as their physical health. And I'm always a big proponent. I'm like, your physical health is great, but your mental health, mental health. So, and the Y is a great place for you to work on yourself as well.
Yeah.
And you bring some friends, have a little fun.
Yeah. Kids. And that was my vision, I think, was like just the fun part of it, and the my history is the food bags, like the food. Tell me what.
Feed a child. Feed a child. Yep.
And so I was my vision was always all these really wonderful programs. I didn't realize how incredibly much that the Y organization does.
Yeah. Speaking of Feed a Child, we just did summer lunch. So that just wrapped up, with kids that don't necessarily have access to lunch and food over it. So we do supply that, and that was fun, and playing with the kids and just keeping them active and making sure we reach that part of the community as well. But the kids I always get a good kick out of when I'm sitting in my office and I see the kids from the CDC, not the Center for Disease Control. If you guys were wondering, I probably should have stated that earlier, although it probably is the Center for Disease Control at times, because all the snotty noses and I can attest for snotty noses and colds and stuff. My kids are they just get stuff all the time. So it can be the Center for Disease Control, but it's not. It is the Child Development Center. But I always get a good kick when the kids from the Child Development Center walk over and they swim and they always wave like hi, or they're very well mannered and they always say good morning and thank you, and I always get a kick out of that. And I'm biased when my son comes over, I give him a hug too. But
that's one of my very favorite things about the Y that I also didn't know. When I came on, that all of our kids, the Child Development Center kids, learn to swim.
Yes.
So when they're in preschool, when they're old enough and they go to preschool, they go swim a couple days a week and they learn to swim.
Yes.
What an amazing thing.
Yes. And you're right. Not a lot of people know that. And it's just an added benefit of having your kid be involved at the Y, and specifically the Child Development Center. I keep wanting to say CDC.
It's okay.
You guys get it by now if you're still listening. The CDC is Child Development Center.
And when we build the new center, which I'm sure we'll talk about in a bit.
Oh, we're getting there. What a segue.
We're going to call it the Early Learning Center.
Earning?
Not earning.
Well, Early
Yes.
Learning Center,
Yeah.
ELC.
The ELC.
Well, what a segue. So why don't we just jump into that, huh? So
Yeah.
that's coming, exciting. Holy
exciting.
smokes. The renderings we released
Yeah.
to the community I saw.
Mm-hmm.
I've got a lot of questions about that too, and
Yeah.
probably some I don't even know. So maybe you'll enlighten us today.
Yeah, I
so,
hope so.
the Early Learning Center,
Which is the Children of the Child Development Center.
correct, is going to be built soon.
Soon.
And we're breaking ground soon?
Soon. I don't have a
Okay.
date. Today I was in a meeting where we were working actively to figure out that date. There's a couple little things that we're
Sure.
just fine tuning, but hopefully soon we can share a date.
So as soon as in like we're hoping 2024 soon.
Oh yeah.
To
Oh
break
yeah.
ground.
Yeah. August, September is the current hope.
Girl.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
So exciting.
So, any updates with that, or if like what is it going to look like? Is there going to be more space, more room, more? I don't know. Any?
Yeah, I would love to give lots of things to share. We are going to add a toddler room because toddlers are our, the families in Findlay need the most toddler
Sure.
care. It seems where most of the calls that come are for toddler care.
Yeah.
So that will be an additional space. The space itself will be a little more appropriate. We're currently in 3 floors. We are not very ADA accessible.
Yeah.
So 1 floor, we will have, I have dreams and visions that I'm working really hard to make reality, about how a sensory room will look and how sensory pads and how accessibility on playgrounds and things
How
like
cool.
that will go. So
Oh, cool.
yeah, I'm very excited.
Yeah. So that's.
We're all very excited. It's not just me.
Oh, I'm stoked.
Yeah.
I mean, I see the pictures, and I'm not in the high level meetings, but so I see it more of an outsider as like a community member, and I'm like, this thing is awesome.
It is awesome.
And I can't wait for my kids. My kids, I think, will be able to. At least my youngest won't be able to appreciate that facility. But so the new early learning center is going behind the Y currently with a green space, correct?
Right. So if you're looking, I wish Stephanie Parsons was here. She's really good at this. But if you're on the parking lot, and that's Hardin Street, and that is, it's in the corner of Hardin between the parking lot and Hardin.
Gotcha.
And
Okay.
it'll face east.
Yep.
It'll face East Street.
Okay.
No,
Nice.
that's not East Street. Is that East Street right there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think that is.
Yeah. It'll face East Street.
Right, this is right in front of this. It's the YMCA. Is that East Street?
Yep.
Sorry, everybody.
Yep. You
Okay.
got it. East Street.
Yes.
That's okay.
So it'll face. That'll be the entrance.
Okay.
Yeah.
How fun.
I know.
I'm excited.
Yeah.
Wow. Speaking of new thing, well, before we move on, I guess anything else you have about
I
the
don't think
new
so.
early
I'm
learning
just
center?
Very excited about the new early learning center.
And we need it, right, in the community. My goodness.
Oh, I mean, that could go on and on and on. Anyone who's heard me talk probably doesn't want to hear it again.
Yeah.
But the reality is that Hancock County is in need of high quality childcare.
Yes.
And we are doing everything we can to help fill that need.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And is there a possibility for it to be a center of excellence and be a training hub too?
Look
or?
at you, Derek. That
Hey,
is the goal.
I've been reading the staff newsletters.
That's awesome. So we have this vision called the Center of Excellence where the ELC, the New Early Learning Center, will be a place or a hub where trainings can take place, or maybe other child care centers want support on becoming a new child care
Yeah.
center, or maybe they want support on specific trainings for their staff. We'll be a hub where they can
Nice.
call on as a resource. So
Well, that's nice too, because that's what sometimes there's a misconception. Like the why, I'm like, we're here to help anybody. Like, and I always tell people, I'm like, come on board, come on in. Like, let's all work together, collaborate. So that's awesome that we'll be able to hopefully do that and
yeah.
partner with other local places and.
We already have really great partnerships throughout the community, so it's
Sure.
just expanding on that and making
Yeah.
it a central location.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Mhm.
Well, sorry, I just keep thinking of more questions. There's no plan here. I just need to start the conversation and see where it goes. You know?
Yeah.
So and now I'm thinking about new things, right? So we have Corey Rawson.
Right.
Now, Corey Rawson, let me preface. You know what? This is your show.
No, tell me.
You can say whatever you want, but I'll just do a little preface. Corey Rawson, we have a daycare there now. Does it have a certain name? I always call it the Corey Rawson.
It's the Early Learning Center, the YMCA Early
Early Learning
Center.
Center.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Yeah.
I always
Yeah.
call it Corey Rawson Day. I need to stop calling it that.
That's okay.
Early Learning Center at Corey Rawson.
Yep.
So anyway, tell us a little more. That's new.
It's
Very new. So tell us a little bit more about that.
It's housed in the building, the Kari Rawson Elementary School, high school building. It's in their building, which is really great and convenient for their teachers and families who are maybe driving from Bluffton to Findlay or Findlay to Bluffton. It's a nice little, it's small, and I call it a hidden gem because it's kind of hard to find, but once you find it, you're like, wow, this is the greatest little spot ever. Stephanie Dawson is the director there, and she's wonderful.
Shout out Stephanie.
Shout out Stephanie. I've known her for many years, and she does amazing things for kids. The building is great. We have infant, toddler, preschool, and school age there. We're growing.
There's school age there?
I
did not know that.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, we have opportunity for lots of school agers. So send your school agers to Kari Rawson. Yeah.
Huh. Well, paint me green and call me a pickle. I had no idea there was school age. Wow. Yeah. I'm learning today too.
Yeah. All age groups are supported at the
Okay, so if somebody wanted to take their kid or sign their kid up for the Early Learning Center at Kari Rawson, I'm learning today.
Yes.
How would they go about doing that?
So they can call Stephanie at the Early Learning Center. They could go on the website and fill out paperwork there, send an email to Stephanie. I think my advice to anyone looking for childcare, and the YMCA has a lot of different options, is to go visit them. To go to Kari, see the beauty and like as I said, it's this little hidden gem. See that and feel the happiness when you walk in the door, because it's a really great place to be. Just go visit. Make a phone call and set up a time to visit.
Love it. Awesome. Kari Rawson, it's happening. So if anybody's listening and is interested in that, check it out. And we have stuff on our website too, and you can always see that. But I know with speaking of schools, we're having great segues today. Schools. Yabs.
School's about to start.
Before and after school, because school is coming up. Yabs. It's not Yabba Dabba Doo like Scooby Doo. Who did Yabba Dabba? Is it? That was Scooby Doo.
Yeah.
Yabba Dabba Doo. That was Fred Flintstone, wasn't it?
I think so.
I'm not.
I think that's right.
Yeah, I'm showing my age. I wasn't a Flintstone.
No.
It's the Flintstones. Yabba Dabba Dabba Doo. Something like that.
Yeah.
Right. Anyway, YABS stands for, you tell me because I'm going to mess this up.
The YMCA's before school sessions.
Before school
and
sessions.
I will tell you, this name is because the glorious FABs that came prior to us, of which we are supporting now the FABs program, which is no longer. I didn't want it to be confused.
Yeah,
that we were now helping out as from FABs to YABs. But,
FABs to YABs.
Yeah, that's right.
FABs to YABs.
That's right.
Slay girl. So YABs. Before and after school. So what goes on at before and after school? What do they do? Do they just play cornhole the whole time?
Sure, if they want to, but it's in Chamberlain Hill and Wilson Vance.
Sure.
Chamberlain Hill and Jefferson kids go to the Chamberlain location.
Okay. And
Whittier and Wilson Vance kids go to the Whittier location.
Oh, okay.
Nope, to the Wilson Vance location, sorry.
Gotcha.
And, it's after school and before school fun. So, lots of activities. There's a curriculum. They play. One of my favorite things that I walked upon them doing last year was a live version of Hungry Hungry Hippo, where kids were on their bellies on what do you call those? The little scooters.
Yeah, I know.
And they were holding laundry baskets.
Love it. That's awesome.
And the other child would pull them by their feet. It was one of the great. I'm like, sometimes I just pop in and just see how things are going. I was like, this is one of the greatest.
That is awesome.
Activities I've ever seen.
There's
a curriculum, and they have breakfast, afternoon snack when it's an afternoon class.
Did not know that either.
We'll
learn it today.
Yeah, it's really, really great.
Huh.
And it's in the building, so it's really nice and convenient for the kids who may have other things going on.
Yeah. Nice transition too.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. And if they want to sign up for that, how do they?
So that is also on the website. I will be honest that right now we're putting up new paperwork. So if you're saying there's only one piece of paper there, we'll still fill it out and call us. We'll get you the paperwork. But yes, it's on the website. You can call me. My information's on the website too, but it's all there. Yeah.
Okay. So with the YABS, I think of like people that run it or just employees, I guess, because it takes a village to run YABS or Kari Rawson or the CDC, Child Development Center.
Good.
I gotta keep doing that.
That's good.
Early Learning Center. Yeah. Anyway, so it takes a lot. It takes an army to run this thing.
It really does.
So are we looking for more employees to be part of our awesome family at the Child Development Center, or are we full?
Oh, I'm always looking for people who want to do great things for kids to come work for us. So we are never going to have everybody, because I'm always, if there's someone out in the world who thinks, you know what, I want to work with kids and I want to do great things for kids.
Sure.
I want them to work for us. They have the right attitude. They need to come work for us.
Well, so what would be, I guess, some of the benefits you get for working at the CDC or any affiliate of the thing? That's a big word for me. Affiliate. Yeah. My mom would be proud.
If you're a full-time teacher, and you're a lead teacher and you're full-time, there's lots of benefits. Paid time off. Sure. We have health insurance and dental insurance and vision, all the wonderful things. Mm-hmm. If you are an assistant teacher, there's also paid time off, and I also like to remind assistant teachers that this is a great way. Those of you out there who maybe want to become a teacher, be our assistant teacher. Get your child development associates while working for us, and then be a lead teacher someday. We have a lot of people out there. We like to take people that are wonderful, who, as I said, want to do great things for kids, and are assistant teachers, and we know would make great lead teachers. We want to get them their CDA, which you can do with us.
Sure.
And then make them the next lead. So
Nice.
we do a lot of that.
So it's like you can grow.
You definitely can grow.
Yeah, how cool. And do they get any discounts on childcare or memberships or anything like that?
All of the above. If you
No way.
If you work for us, you get a free membership. And if you holla. And if you also get discounts on childcare for sure.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a no-brainer.
That's right.
If you're listening, I mean, that's a no-brainer.
Come work for us.
Yeah, and then you can probably, if you have your kids there, you can get them into their sports programs through the Y, and you get a discount on that for being a member. I mean,
and really, what's more fun? I mean, I've been working for kids. Oh, how old am I? Since '99.
You don't gotta say it.
I don't know.
You're 29.
That's 29 years old, and working with kids is the most rewarding, fulfilling job in the world. Sorry. I don't know what the rest of your jobs are.
I won't disagree.
Yeah.
At all. Because I always say my most rewarding job is being dad.
Yeah.
That's my favorite job.
I love that.
Playing with my kids and but they will test you sometimes, but to see them grow and learn and.
I was just talking to one of our preschool teachers, Miss Mel, and I was
shout out Miss Mel.
Shout out to Mrs. Mel. And she has some real exciting visions for her. And I was like, if this is some things that we can do, and I promise you by the end, you'll see growth. And she's so excited. Like, there's nothing better.
Right.
She's so excited about doing that. So
it's great. I'm not creative, so like I am in awe of the teachers when I go over there, drop my kids off, all the creative things and curriculum and all the cool things, or what my son brings home or tells me about his day. I'm like, I've never thought of that. I'm like, so. Shout out to the teachers everywhere, really. You guys are unsung heroes by far. I need to put like a clap track over this or something.
Yes, you do.
But yeah, I have more appreciation as my kids are going through it for teachers. I mean, I did in general, but my goodness, the stuff that you guys do, you guys deserve the world and more, because it's a lot of work.
I agree with all of that.
Yeah, you're doing the Lord's work, really.
Yeah, that's nice.
So, anything else you want to say about child care or anything, because we're getting a little
I've taken this a lot of time.
Well, no. I was just saying, we keep talking about the CDC, but let's talk about some fun things. Let's take a little break in the action. Well, we'll pause for station identification.
Well, I will say we did camp this summer. I haven't talked about that yet.
Well, let's talk about camp, girl.
Yeah.
Talk about it.
Talk about camp. So Camp Discovery was at this Child Development Center, and it has been so much fun.
Yeah.
I mean, I've always enjoyed seeing camps peripherally, and that's not something I've ever worked with before. Yeah. So shout out to those who also have always run camps. That's not really done. But, this summer, the things that our kids have gotten to do, and I love seeing kids do things that maybe they never would have had the opportunity to do. Yeah. So we have a teacher who works for us, Mr. Dewan, who had some friends here at the university.
Shout out to Dewan.
Who his friends are here at the University of Findlay, and we were doing an around the world theme, and he had friends who do henna.
Yeah. I did see that. That was awesome.
I mean, beautiful. So getting to sort of learn about things like that in different cultures has been really nice.
Yeah, what an experience. I forgot
I
all
know.
about that. Yeah, they learned so much. And then I think the Parks and Rec department, have they been in before?
They come, yeah. We have
Every
the
now
parks,
and then?
we have the park. We have lots of partners. Lots of.
Because I
people.
saw they had like animals one day.
Yeah.
I was
Yeah, upstairs.
Was it
probably
like an owl or
preschool.
something?
Yeah,
I don't
probably
remember.
preschool. Yeah.
How cool. Like,
Yeah.
they experience all this fun stuff. Like,
Yeah.
at
It's
camp.
been a really
and-
fun summer. Yeah.
Wow.
So
And I saw they did like an egg drop or something one
They
day.
did do an egg drop challenge. That was really fun and
Yeah.
messy. I have never again been privy to an egg drop challenge before.
So, I'm going to date myself. Some of the listeners might remember this. So, the first time I ever saw an egg drop challenge was on Zoom. You remember Zoom on PBS Kids?
Oh, I thought you meant Zoom.
No, Zoom. It was a show.
show.
It's like, come on in Zoom, come on in Zoom, come on in Zooma, 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 Zoom. That was it. It was like, send it to Zoom. So, Boston, Mass. 02134, email, send it to Zoom. Email pbskids.org. Yeah, I don't know why I remember.
Wow, your brain.
Yeah,
That's
so anyway, that's the
amazing.
first time I ever saw, I was going way out on the tangent, but that's the first time I ever saw an egg drop. So
Yeah.
they would do that, they did all the stuff, and so we would, as little kids, we'd go do it. And like everything we saw on Zoom, we did.
That's awesome, though.
And then we just grew up.
Yeah.
Never gonna
But-
grow up.
But maybe from that Zoom egg drop challenge put you where you are now. Think about that. Like these kids who
Yeah.
made, like some of the ideas of what they came up with, because it was all like they spent the week coming up with how it was going to be housed, and then on Friday they dropped it. You know, some did like parachuting kind of things.
Yeah.
Some did like covering it in soft things. Some covered it in hard things. Some
Yeah.
used Legos. It was very cool.
Creative. Let
Very
them be creative.
Yeah, little engineers. It's awesome to see.
You know, we kind of did some, I used to be camp counselor at the Y back in the day.
Did not know
Yeah,
that.
fun fact for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I was like the best one they've ever had. But nobody can confirm or deny that, so just gonna put that on record. But yeah, I did it for a year. Loved it.
Yeah.
But yeah, how fun.
I love
Camp,
that.
a lot of fun things happening. So this is what's going on with y'all. Sorry, you want to say?
I was gonna say, well, maybe you becoming a camp counselor is the reason why you're in this position now.
Yeah, it could be.
It probably started your career.
Came full
So,
circle.
folks, come work for us, so
Yeah.
that you can be just like Derek.
Yeah. Man, I started as a kid in the Y doing sports and programs, then became a camp counselor, and now I do community outreach.
Look
Wow.
at that. That's
Oh
awesome.
my gosh.
I love that.
Pat myself.
That's your story.
I
Share
mean,
your
I'm
story.
not gonna cry. I'm just gonna get a little emotional, okay? I mean, but the Y is great. I love working the Y. I tell
Yeah.
people that all the time, and it's genuine. I do.
Yeah.
I love everything about it. Love
Yeah.
people I work with.
Yeah.
It's such a good time.
Yeah.
But anyway.
We love that you work for the Y and that you.
Well, somebody has to.
You
You
know?
know, if nobody likes, I'm least entertaining.
It's
I
like
try
very
to be.
entertaining.
Yeah, I try
That's
to be.
true.
And
Uh-huh. I can share stories, but I won't do that.
Yeah. Please don't. And unfortunately for my wife, this is how I am at home 24/7. So
That's fine.
God bless her. Shout out
Yeah.
to Megan Draper, by the way.
That's awesome.
You're awesome.
Yeah.
So that's what you do at work.
Mhm.
So
Mm.
outside of work,
What do I do outside of
so
work?
what do you do outside of work? What are your hobbies? What do you like to do for fun?
Spend time with my family. I mean, it's gonna sound cheesy, but it's true.
No.
I like to read.
Who's your favorite author?
I don't want to say that here because people might judge me.
Oh, just don't say
Um,
Jodi Picoult.
Oh, I like Jodi Picoult.
I have nothing against her. It's the only one I thought of.
I'm a fan of Jodi Picoult.
Yeah.
I also love like Harry Potter, and it's been a while, but that type of genre, I'm very
I'm not a Harry Potter
interested
guy.
in reading.
Okay.
Yeah, I love to read.
I'm a James Patterson guy.
Oh, I love James Patterson,
Yeah.
but old school, like,
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of some of those books, like Cat and Mouse, way
Cat
back
and
in
Mouse,
time.
Jack and Jill.
Jack and Jill.
Yeah.
Those were the books
I always
Back
read the
when.
Women's Murder Club. I don't know how many
loved-
there are. Gosh, love those books.
Those were great too.
Hashtag nerd alert, right? But yeah,
Mhm.
reading
Like,
is fun.
Reading is fun.
Keeps the mind active.
It does.
I still try to read. I'm actually reading a James Patterson book right now, Lifeguard.
Oh, good to know.
Yeah. So anyway, besides the point. So reading, you like to read, spend time with
Yeah.
your family. What else?
My husband and I like to walk. You see us walking Main Street a lot.
Sure.
Spend time with my family who live not here, so
Right.
my extended family. Well, I like to spend time with my family that lives here, my husband's family, and then I like to spend time with my family who doesn't live here, which
Nice.
is Texas mostly, and travel a little bit with them and that kind of stuff. I think that's my favorite thing in the whole world to do.
Travel.
Yeah, spend time with my family and travel.
And travel.
Yeah,
Cool.
yeah.
I'm not a big traveler,
No.
but I do like to spend time with my family. So I'll go 1 for 2
Well,
on that.
now when they get older, your kids are still little, but when
Yeah,
they get
true.
older, you can be like, someday I'm going to get to show them this, and it's going to be really exciting.
Yeah. well, maybe I'll travel.
Yeah.
I'm kind of a homebody, and I also have a fear of heights. So like if I have to fly, I'm just kind of a picky person. I don't like flying because I'm afraid of heights, and I don't like being in a car for a long time. So that's probably why I don't travel.
So I'm going to stay right here.
So like my favorite
My
favorite place to go is Pigeon Forge, Tennessee.
Oh, yeah.
It's not too long of a drive, so I'm not in the car too long. I love it. It's like you make it as fast as you want, as slow as you want.
Mm-hmm.
I go down there sometimes, put my cowboy hat on there, sing some country tunes, some karaoke, and but
yeah, the world might not know that you're a singer.
I dabble.
Someday you should let the world know.
I dabble.
You should just begin and end with a little song.
Well, I'm waiting for the big one. So somebody reaches out, and if you're looking for a lead singer of your band, or
Derek is a good choice.
I can dabble.
He can do both the Y and sing lead singer. Yeah.
Yeah. So if National YMCA is looking for a voice of the Y2, I can do it.
I feel for you.
So cool. So you do all this fun stuff. Mm-hmm. You're going to a concert. I heard you say in staff meeting coming up.
Staff meetings. I couldn't attend something.
Yeah. And so is this person? I'm going to reveal who it is, but is this person your favorite singer?
No.
So who's your favorite singer?
Brandy Carlisle, which you probably won't know.
She sings The Story.
She sings The Story.
I knew. Yes. Hey, because that's also in The Lucky One. Shout out to Zac Efron, a very attractive man, by the way. Because he is in The Lucky One.
Okay.
And Brandy Carlisle sings the song, The Story. Isn't a story who I am. Yeah.
She's my favorite.
You didn't know I knew that.
And the Indigo Girls. Shout out to 1994. Anybody knows Indigo Girls? They're my second
shout
favorite. Or they're my equal favorite to Brandy. But I'm going to see Jason Isbell. You probably don't know who he is. I grew up listening to singer-songwriters in the Texas area. So these people are often people who write for others, or now they're just considered Americana. But that's what I grew up listening to, so that's what I still listen to.
I grew up listening to you name it. So like with my grandpa, like old school Alan Jackson, Garth Brooks, and watching TV shows back then. I would go into school and be like, "Hey, did you guys see the most recent episode of Murder, She Wrote?" I'm like, what? What's that? Oh, no, Bonanza? No, you guys don't smoke? Okay.
No.
All right, so you're
aging yourself again. No one.
Like MASH. I watched all that, and I'd go talk about it at school, and the kids were like, "What are you talking about?" I'm like, "Okay, that's not normal." So even now, I talk about all this stuff. I'm like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
Like, I don't picture you. It's not, I'm well versed of things I watch, but we're going off on a big time tangent.
That's okay. I love talking music.
Yeah. We'll rope us back in a little bit. We're not. I'm just kidding. What's your favorite food?
Favorite food? Oh, that's hard.
I always ask people this.
Yeah.
When they come on the podcast, I always want to know.
I want to know. I love all food, which is a problem. Probably seafood.
Seafood?
Or
do you like
Mexican
seafood
food?
go in your mouth?
Yes, that as well.
Okay, sure.
Seafood. But I grew up in Texas, so fried shrimp, raw oysters, fish, perch.
Perch, good.
Catfish, fried catfish.
Also good.
I just love anything seafood. Crab legs, crab,
I wouldn't have guessed that.
You wouldn't have guessed it. Mexican food. There's not a food, Derek, that I don't love, which is the problem. This is why I'm at the Y, because maybe I can look out more and handle that.
Yeah, I just tell people, I'm always on a seafood diet. I see the food and I eat it.
Sushi? That's a healthy version.
I don't do sushi.
No,
I don't do that, but a lot of people like it.
It's good. It's delicious.
Yeah, I kind of eat like a child, but it is what it is.
That's okay.
Sorry, I am going to rope us back in now because we're off on a tangent. So if you're still listening, God bless you. I hope you're entertained. So I hope you haven't turned it off. But if you have, you know what? You got your information and you pieced out. You're not going to hurt my feelings. So this is kind of a deep question. You ready? Oh, I love this question so much I can't even stand it. Okay. What is the best advice you could give someone in work or their personal life?
The best advice in work. Yeah. Work, I'm going to start with. To me, that's not hard. Personal life will be harder for me. But in work, just have a good attitude. Yeah. Just come in ready to help the organization, see something in need and be there to help. I tell my kids that, like, you see someone struggling, you go help and have a good attitude. Sure. And that will get you farther in life than really anything else. Because in the job that I'm in now, I mean, I could teach you how to do a lot of things. I can train you.
Sure.
But if your attitude isn't there,
Yeah.
it's not trainable. You know, your attitude will take you really far in life. So just, you know, when things go awry, just figure out a way to compartmentalize that and have a good attitude, especially for all the people who are around you. Stay positive.
I couldn't agree with that more. Wow.
Good.
That was great.
Thank you. And when the other one was personal,
Yeah.
best advice for, what was it again? Best advice for your personal
Just anybody in
life?
a personal life.
Take care of yourself. You said that earlier.
Yeah.
About mental health and physical health.
Yeah.
Do whatever you can to make sure you're good to others, and that means first being good to yourself.
Yeah.
However that may be.
Sure.
You know, give yourself grace. I think oftentimes people are way too hard on themselves. You know, give yourself grace and realize you're only capable of doing what you're only capable of doing.
Yeah, I would agree with that. That's something I've kind of learned as I keep getting older and learned a lot of things about life personally. But yeah, don't be so hard on yourself.
Don't be so hard on yourself.
Hey, you know, I try to have fun. Life's so short, you know. It's like I just don't like wasting moments being upset.
And
being
find your
frustrated.
person, you know. So for me, if you see me walking, I say this all the time, if you see me walking on Main Street, I'm probably filling Dave's ear, my husband, with all the things that are happening in my world. But I found the person that I'm safe to talk to.
Right.
In terms of, and he's not, if he was listening to this, he would say, he doesn't always agree with me.
Well, sure. Yeah, keep you grounded.
That's right. And he gives me a really good insight to sort of like how others might feel about it before, and I keep it close. I keep it tight right there, so I'm not, you know, keeping it. You know, you don't want to share things about your world that can make sort of toxicity. You have to keep it with the person that you trust. And,
I know, it's great though, right? It's sitting here with my wife. I talk her ear off, and she, God bless her, she deals with a lot, you know, but she listens. She gives me advice, and usually it's like, you know, it's not a good idea. Shoots me straight, but you find your person you trust it, and you know, it could be a spouse, it could be a best friend, it could be whoever. Find your person.
Exactly right. Find your person.
Yeah. Mine just so happens to be my spouse is my best friend, so
Well, aren't you so lucky?
Totally trying to get a back rub. I'm not, kind of. But yeah, no, it's great. I think it's good advice. You know, make sure you give yourself grace and always be kind. Yeah, that's my other thing.
Starting with yourself.
Yeah. So, well, any last before we head off here? Any last comments you have about? Anything about the childcare related, personal related?
Come work for us.
Yeah, why somebody should work for the...
Yeah, come work for us. It's a fun place to be. You can work at YABS, Corey Rawson, the YMCA Child Development Center. We have 2 different locations with YABS. Yeah. Lots of different jobs, lots of fun things to do. Get your membership and come work for us. Anything else to say? Thank you for having me.
Yeah.
This was fun.
I know, right? I told you it was going to be fun.
It's not nearly as stressful as I thought it was.
No, this is easy. Easy. It's just, you know, 2 people having a conversation. Yeah. And there happen to be microphones in front of us. So.
You did a great job. Thank you.
Oh, yeah, thanks for coming on. So I guess, you know, with that, I'll finish with my dad joke that we do every podcast episode.
You did tell me your dad joke that you had for the
first episode. But today's a little shorter one, and some people might have heard it. So sorry if you hadn't. So anyway, there's a group of family tomatoes. They're going on a hike in the woods, and there's a mom, a dad, and a daughter and a son. And the son, he keeps falling way behind, and the dad is like, "Dude, let's go. All right, you gotta keep up with us." And he's like, I'm trying, and you know, the hill is just so steep. He's like, no excuses, let's go. So they keep marching, and Dad Tomato looks back again, and he's had enough at this point because little boy Tomato is still way down there. So the dad's like, you know what, I'm done. He walks down there, and he says, hey, he steps on him and says, catch up. So with that, we bid farewell to today's episode. Thank you all for tuning in, especially if you've made it this far. And thank you again to Kari Redman, the District Child Care Director at the Findlay Family YMCA. Thanks again for joining us. And as always, if there's one thing you do today, put a smile on someone's face and make a difference. Draper, out.